Today I'm doing a hair tutorial.
Alright, let's get started. First, I'm just going to run my brush through my hair. Then I'm going to create 3 sections. Well, technically 4. First, starting at the crown of the head, twisting that up into a clip. Secondly, at the temples, and doing the exact same thing. And the final section that I'm going to pull up is going to be at the top of the ears. That bottom section, I'm going to run my brush through and then split it in half and pull the halves in front of my shoulders. I'm going to pull a section from the back of one side, and that's where I'm going to start curling. I'm going to clip the iron towards the center of the section and then twist away from my face. I'm going to press down on the clamp and slide down the hair, and then wrap back up. This is going to ensure that you don't burn down at the ends of the hair, but rather at the heat where it's needed the most. Then just press down on the clamp and release the curl. So again, take a small section, clip it with the iron in the middle, twist, slide down, twist again, and when you get to the end of your hair, hold for a second and then release the curl. Repeat this through the entire section of your hair, making sure that you curl every piece of hair in the same direction, away from your face. Side note, don't worry about the steam that's coming off of my hair. That is actually the product, a heat protectant, that I applied before starting my curling. You want to make sure you protect your hair. I'm repeating the same process on this side of the head, working from back to front and making sure I curl away from my face. So these curls are going to be going in the opposite direction as the other side. All the time you want to make sure that the curls are going away from your face. So turn the iron backwards. After completing that section, I release the next lowest section and run my brush through it. After that, I'm going to do a little trick here to switch these sections up to the front of my shoulders. I don't want to mix up my hair with the hair that's already been curled, so I'm going to split it and then use my thumbs to push back the curled hair and place that straight hair in front. The next thing I do here is just start the same thing on this section. I didn't show the clip, but I actually clipped away one side while I did the other. And doing the exact same thing, curling away from the face, starting from the back, working my way forward. And another thing that I didn't show from the other sections is adding some hairspray. If you have trouble with your hair holding your curl, you can spritz it a little bit before, but make sure the spray mostly dries before you curl your hair, as that could be damaging. More of the same, letting down that section and running my brush through, curling it the exact same way we did the other sections, and yep, pretty simple. Second verse, same as the first. Brush, split, magical trick thing, and clipping away one side and getting started on the other. Now this top section is where things can get a little tricky. This is where you're going to want to create your part. If you're doing a middle part or a side part, you're going to want to make sure that you get that situated at this point. So just keep that in mind as you do this section. And also, this is the section that people are going to see the most, so you're going to want to take your time a little bit more with it. I usually break it up into smaller chunks because it's such a big section of hair that's usually all going in the same direction for me, as I like a deep side part. To create more volume, you can brush and curl the hair more vertically. So I'm going to take this hair and I'm going to slide the iron in very horizontally so it's parallel with the floor basically. And what this is going to do is create more volume. If you hold the iron at the base of the hair longer, then it's going to heat up that hair. And if you let it cool in that shape where it's held vertically, then it's going to create quite a bit of volume. Another way to create more top-heavy volume is to take smaller sections as you get higher up on your head. As you get towards the front sections of your hair, you may want to create a kind of drag. So you're going to want to leave a little bit of section of the hair where you're not bringing the iron up to, if that makes sense. You can kind of see how I'm doing that here. And I'm also angling a little bit more. That's going to create a drag. That can work really well for if you have really long bangs like I do. Now you're going to want to set this with a flexible hold hairspray. One option if you have hair that won't hold a curl very well is to pin your curls. So after you complete the curl, you're going to take it and wrap it around 2 fingers. And then you're going to grab a bobby pin and slide that through. You're going to want to do this for each curl as you style the hair. That is going to ensure that the hair actually cools in a curled position, and it's going to make the curls last longer. Once the curls have cooled, you'll just remove the bobby pins and let them fall. So now I'm going to check and make sure everything is cooled, and then I'm going to be reaching for my hairspray and give it a little extra spritz. I'm going to flip my head over and give it some more spray. I like to do this to make sure the curls hold even after I brush them out. Then I'm going to be grabbing my brush and running that through gently. If you have naturally curly hair, you're going to want to be more gentle here and maybe just use your fingers or a wide tooth comb. But honestly, for me, I'm able to use the brush even though my hair is naturally curly, as long as I apply some sort of smoothing serum or run my fingers through to smooth out a little bit more and kind of tame out the frizziness, and it works just fine for me. Finally, I'm going to do any touch-ups necessary, grab my iron if there's areas that got a little bit too straight, and give them a little extra boost.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you like the look. Make sure to check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and Snapchat, and subscribe. And as always, peace out, Bear Scouts.
Look for the bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your stress. I mean a bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Yeah, bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your stress. I mean a bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just